Japanese officer stuffed a gag into the man's mouth and tied his limbs with ropes. Then the officer forced the man's wife into the room and humiliated her. Seeing this scene, the man was heartbroken. 3 seconds later the officer walked out. He even asked the man's student to enter the room as well. The guy refused at first, so the Japanese officer took out a pistol and threatened him. The guy had no choice but to reluctantly rush into the room. The man shed tears of despair. Even the officer's henchman mocked the man. 5 seconds later, after the guy came out, henchman rushed into the room. Soon he was done as well. With the Japanese consent, they finally released the man's wife. Then the poor woman slowly walked out. She glanced at her husband as a final farewell. Then the woman actually jumped off the building. The man was devastated. He struggled fiercely to break free, and then rushed downstairs. But it was too late. His wife had stopped breathing. The man slowly raised his head. He scanned and memorized the faces of these enemies with a fierce look, and planned to avenge his wife. So the man drew a manhole cover on a paper. Then he asked his friend to buy the steel nails, and nailed them onto a wooden board. That night they took away the manhole cover, and replaced it with the drawing. Then they spread sand on top of it, making it look real cover. When the Japanese henchman went home after work, he accidentally fell into the trap. The nails pierced through his body. They put the manhole cover back again. Then the man began his second revenge plan. At night the man hung anti-war slogans on the bridge. He deliberately lured his student to follow him, and brought him to the building where his wife had died. The guy was a bit scared. He took out his pistol, and carefully went upstairs. At that moment, a door suddenly slowly opened. A woman in white like a ghost appeared. The guy was terrified. The next second he fell from downstairs, and be dead like the man's wife. All of this was part of the man's plan. The woman in white was deliberately arranged by him, and the fragile wall was a piece of foam they had replaced in advance. The man's revenge plan was not over yet. Next day he attended his wife's funeral, and deliberately lured the Japanese officers to appear. Then a hitman suddenly fired a shot at the officer. The Japanese officer immediately chased after him, but he didn't expect was that it was a trap. The tiles were coated with oil. The Japanese officer slipped and fell off the house, and waiting for him was a fierce dog that hadn't eaten for 3 days. This story tells us, never provoke a man who loves his wife.